Arsenal had a late goal disallowed as they dropped 2 points in the Premier League title race after throwing away a 2-goal lead at home to Aston Villa. Kai Havertz thought he had found the winner with a minute left in normal time, but the goal was disallowed after replay showed he handled Mikel Merino's shot. The hosts had claimed a 2-goal lead, with Gabriel Martinelli opening the scoring after taking advantage of some slack defending from Villa. Left-back Ian Maatsen to bundle home Leandro Trossard's cross. The Belgian turned provider again for Arsenal's second, as Havertz netted his 13th goal of the season from the former Brighton winger's cross 10 minutes after half-time. But Villa staged a stunning comeback, having the deficit through Yuri Tielemans' header from Matty Cash's cross on the hour mark, and equalising 8 minutes later with a volley by striker Ollie Watkins. The result leaves Arsenal 6 points behind leaders Liverpool in the Premier League, having played a game more than Arne Slot's side. Villa move into 7th, 2 points shy of 4th place Newcastle in the final Champions League slot. Arsenal title bid takes dent. It is the sort of day that will have Liverpool fans convinced this is their title to lose. For an hour at Emirates Stadium, it looked like Arsenal would produce a spirited response to Liverpool's last gas win at Brentford earlier in the day. Darwin Núñez scored to stoppage time goals in West London to put the Reds 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. The nature of Liverpool's win would have been enough to burst Arsenal's bubble before kick-off, but they were deserving of their 2-goal lead after an hour. What happened next, and the nature of it, was so unexpected it could have lasting implications on Arsenal's title bid. Villa had barely laid a glove on their hosts until Tielemans fired his header past David Raya. With 60 minutes played, the Belgian nearly equalised moments later, only to see his effort from the edge of the box canon against the post. If that was a warning for the Gunners, they did not heed it. Thomas Partey, playing at right back as Durian Timber covered for the injured William Saliba in central defence, left Watkins unmarked at the back post, and the England striker made no mistake by volleying home an equaliser. It was an 8-minute period that turned the game on its head and left Arsenal stunned. The Gunners looked short on ideas in search of a winner but thought they had found it when Merino's effort deflected past Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez in the 89th minute. But replay showed Havertz handled the ball, and it was chalked off following a video assistant referee VAR review. The sense of agony around the Emirates at full time was palpable. At one stage this afternoon, it looked like Arsenal would have the chance to reduce Liverpool's lead at the top. By the end of the day, they were even further behind. Aston Villa midfielder Yuri Tielemans told BBC Sport after today's draw, "We came back really well into the game. The first goal gave us freedom and belief. It's not an easy task. They were on top of us for 60 minutes. From our point of view, a good result is always deserved. We take the point and move forward. They had many chances, but we defended with our bodies on the line. 2-2 is a good result for us. First half, we had a couple of counters. Misplaced passes from me, which could have put Ollie Watkins in. We fought really well to come back into the game. It's a big win. We have had some bad results away from home. We just need that consistency away from home because we're doing well at Villa Park. It gives us a massive boost of confidence for the rest of the season." Arsenal have failed to win a Premier League home game in which they led by 2+ goals for the first time since October 2019. 2-2 versus Crystal Palace, having won each of their past 46 before tonight. Aston Villa avoided defeat in a Premier League away game in which they trailed by 2 goals for the first time since November 2013. 2-2 versus West Bromwich Albion, ending a run of 50 straight defeats. This was the game that did it for Arsenal last season. They won 16 of their last 18 league games, but had one bad half against Aston Villa, and the defeat cost them the title. That memory must still hurt, but it might actually help Mikel Arteta's side focus on getting the job done this time. Villa come into this game after a good win at Everton, but they allowed David Moyes' side to have a few opportunities. The Gunners deserve their win over Tottenham on Wednesday, and I can see them building on that performance by finding their ruthless touch. Sutton's prediction, 2-0 stun. Villa boss Unai Emery has been speaking to the media before Saturday's Premier League game. Against Arsenal, kick-off 17:30 GMT. Here are the key lines from his news conference. It is possible new signing Donyell Malen could be involved at Emirates Stadium. Emery praised the versatility of the Dutch forward. He's used to playing as a 7, sometimes as an 11 on the left, but he can also play as a number 10. He's always close to the opponents, neck to score and assist goals. We need a player like him to be a threat to the opponent in behind. The Villa boss did not rule out a January exit for Diego Carlos, but said that if someone left, they have to sign another player to replace them. The Brazil defender is not feeling good, so is expected to miss tomorrow's game along with Pau Torres, John McGinn and Ross Barkley. On fellow centre-back Jerome Mings, he is fantastic. How he is progressively helping the team. His attitude and commitment to the club. Last year and at the beginning of this season, he was not feeling 100%. When he came in for Pau Torres, it was his moment and now he is helping the team. The defender has played every minute in the past 3 games and Emery warned Villa have to be careful. He said he wants the defender to stay at Aston Villa for a long time, adding, very happy with his attitude and commitment. He's a leader of other players. He is very important for the direction of the squad with the message we want for the players about being demanding here at Aston Villa. On Villa's first visit to title chasing, Arsenal since beating them last April on the way to finishing in the top 4. Different circumstances. In that moment, it was very special. They were involved in the Champions League. We were in the Conference League. We competed very well and we won, but it was very difficult. However, he says the task against Arsenal is very, very difficult. We are prepared and very motivated. We will try to improve on things. From Everton, Arsenal are a candidate to win the Premier League. Aston Villa striker John Duran has been fined £15,000 by the Football Association for improper conduct after being sent off in the game against Newcastle on the 26th of December. The Aston Villa forward admitted that he acted in an improper manner in the 32nd minute of the game. He kicked a water bottle after leaving the pitch and had to be restrained by a member of Villa's backroom staff. We ask for your thoughts after Wednesday's Premier League game between Everton and Aston Villa. Here are some of your comments. Everton fans. Chris, awful performance and no improvement on the dreadful football played under Dyche, no quality in the team and toothless in attack. Not sure how Moyes can improve this team, as most of the players are championship standard at best. Adam, positive signs against a very good Villa side. Moyes seems to have given us a bit of confidence, especially in the first half, and added some much-needed width to our game. We have too many players wanting time on the ball and need to find the net, of course. I'm mildly optimistic for the rest of the season. Tomo, good effort put in from Everton, but we lack quality up front. I don't think Villa came out of third gear really. Moyes needs to go to market. Aston Villa fans. Theo, scrappy game but a lot of positives including clean sheet, Watkins goal, Buendia getting minutes and most of all Kamara continuing his good form after his return from injury. On to Arsenal with high hopes of getting something. Domo, overall, not a bad performance. I still do not understand why we get ourselves into so much trouble in defence. This passing along the goal mouth perplexes me. Still, a win is a win. Martin, it was never going to be easy with Everton's managerial bounce, and we made it so difficult for ourselves with so many missed chances. Watkins finally hit the barn door, and the 3 points keeps us in the elite mix. Monaco, here we come. Onwards and upwards. In recent years, we have more often heard managers say that the performance is the really important thing. There is a logic here. There is only so much that can be within a manager's control, so the best you can hope for is to get your team to follow the plan, and if the performances are right, over time the results will be too. The problem with this is that life is not always fair like that. Everyone knows, even if they do not say it, that results are the only metric that matters. There is no column in the league table for style marks. So, although this website's report on Aston Villa's win at Everton reads like a 1-star review of a B-movie, Unai Emery was delighted, very happy, he said quietly to radio reporters, his voice reduced to a reedy croak by an evening of yelling. We have broken our barren spell away. In the Premier League, it has been very important to try to get 3 points. Try to get a clean sheet and recover a bit of confidence. Everton nil were the words he most wanted to hear. He added, "Yes, of course the clean sheet. Because we have conceded a lot of goals. It's not normal this year how many goals we are conceding. Of course we are analysing. We are trying to recover confidence and recover Aston Villa manager Unai Emery. Speaking to Match of the Day, very happy. A tough match. We played 90 minutes and competed very well. We had some clear chances in the first half, and we tried to push and take even more control in the second, but we couldn't. But we scored. This victory is very important. We have started the year winning at home, in the Premier League and in the FA Cup, away. We were in a bad spell and had to break it. On David Moyes' job at Everton, it will take time to play in their style. But the players were the same players that we expected. To get 3 points is very difficult, and we're very happy." Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers. Speaking to Premier League Productions, "It's a big win. We knew beforehand we had to win and get through this drought away from home. It's such a tough place to come. And we were scrapping in the second half. But those wins are sweeter than the ones where you win comfortably. My job is to provide, and Ollie Watkins' movement is so good. He's so good at holding the ball up in the channels and taking the pressure off. We defended the box really well. We had to be strong and resolute, and we were outstanding defensively. We've got 3 wins in the new year, and we will keep pushing on." After Aston Villa completed the signing of Daniel Malen from Borussia Dortmund, we asked for your views on the new forward. Here are some of your comments. Demo, one of those players, who was hyped as a huge talent, when very young but has seemingly stagnated a bit. Quotes from Dortmund make it clear their relationship wasn't great. Unai Emery tends to target players with good attitude, and usually manages to get the best from them. So this is his big shot now in his prime years. If he can find form, he will be an invaluable option across the front line. Peter, Malen is definitely an upgrade on Jadon Philogene, who has never really lived up to the expectations. Malen can play anywhere across the front line, and once he gets acquainted with the Premier League, I expect him to be a useful addition to the squad. But we really need to bolster our defence. Carl, he's some player if you can get him consistently performing to the standard he's capable of getting to. Could be a bargain. Zach, seen him play in person. Don't know if he's better than Ollie Watkins, though. As well as that, he isn't consistent. Richard, looks like a good signing and it appears obvious. Villa are open to offers for John Duran if the money is right. He's seen by the other players as a great talent, but too disruptive to the team as a whole. Think Paul Pogba. Luke, fantastic value, especially in January. Proven international and Champions League player, who is a clear and necessary upgrade on Philogene. Hopefully Emery can help with his consistency, even if the effect from his joining is to make Leon Bailey play better as Moussa Diaby did. It is a win. Marty, I guess most of us will be asking Daniel who. Mind you, it seems that he knows where the net is. And now going to be interesting to see if we offload Duran for big bucks. Duran would be a loss, but he is too wild, and we can't afford the time for him to grow up. Recent recruitment hasn't been great, and we've got out of jail with Philogene. So in Munchie we have to trust. David Moyes is back in charge of Everton and has a really tough job on his hands. In terms of firepower, he is armed with a water pistol. He has taken over a team which did not score enough goals under Sean Dyche. That was their biggest issue. And it is hard to see how Moyes can solve it with the same players that Dyche had, with Jordan Pickford, James Tarkowski and Gerard Branthwaite. Everton have got players who can hold them together at the back. But Moyes' conundrum is to increase their attacking threat, and that is going to be a struggle, especially in these early days. Armando Broja is injured again, so maybe Moyes can get a tune out of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But that is something none of the past few Everton managers have managed to do. And I've even seen him being linked with a move away. I have got Aston Villa's Emi Martinez in my fantasy team, and I see him as the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. But they always seem to concede silly goals. So it is possible to get at Villa. I just don't see Everton managing it. I don't like talking about myself much, but my last goal as a professional footballer was a clever header in a Villa win over a Moyes Everton team at Goodison Park. And I'm going for the same outcome here.